fastest rising star in Hollywood. Joanne, you've done well, haven't you, really, because you're from round our way, I suppose?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, did it all come as a surprise to you that you'd actually break into Hollywood the way that you did?
Well, I don't know what you mean by break into Hollywood. I mean, there's no such thing or place as Hollywood anymore, you know. I mean, I've worked there and I've worked here and I've worked in France and a few other places. So, I don't consider that I went off on a crusade to conquer the States or anything.
I mean, you actually always seem to get roles or that put you in the spotlight, even if they're only like cameo-type roles.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky with some good parts.
We're going to have a look at a few of them now.
Oh, no.
Might dredge up a few embarrassing moments for you. Originally from Stockport, Joanne, she played the nurse in TV's The Singing Detective, the sex kitten Christine Keeler in Scandal, and is about to re-emerge as a less than glamorous housewife, Beth, in her latest movie, The Big Man. And here's a clip from both of them.
He gave me this.
Did he ever write you any letters?
Maybe a couple of notes.
Notes? You kept them, did you?
And they put them away somewhere. It was weeks ago.
Yeah, well, you really should look for them, Christine.
It was all Stephen's fault. Wait there.
What was that for?
Get your ass out of my front yard. Go on!
Jesus Christ!
Well, I bet that made you popular with the lads, didn't it?
They love it. They loved it.
I mean, in the film The Big Man, you actually, the clip that we saw there, you play the wife of an unemployed miner. Is there much of the real Joanne Whalley in that character, Beth, that you played there?
Well, I think anything you play, you end up looking for things that happen in your own life that you can draw onto. You know, you try and find similarities that you know, sometimes you have to stretch things a little bit, but that's the idea. I mean, it's you. I mean, you create different characters, but it's still you at the end of the day. So you have to find as much in common as you can.
Did you ever see any lads off like that in the past?
Not exactly with a coal scuttle, but a few other things.
Right, you were actually in a punk band, weren't you, when you were younger?
Yeah, I just kind of played around with all that for a while.
Did you not want to make that your career, music?
It's not what I'm good at, you know. I mean, I loved it. I loved walking around with a silly hairdo and a guitar case, but it's not what I'm good at.
I mean, and you also went on Opportunity Knocks when you were 12 and came fourth. Are those all sort of little things that you don't bring up in general conversation?
Well, I mean, what do you talk about things you did when you were 12 or 4 or whatever? And
that's the last time I did anything interesting, to be quite honest with you.
Well, you talk about what you're currently interested in, usually, I find.
Now, you did quite a convincing Scottish accent in The Big Man, and they say that you can do like loads of different accents, but can you still do a Mancunian accent?
If I tried very hard, I could.
What, would you have to try really hard?
Well, I think I'm one of those people that, you know, wherever you end up being, you kind of take on the accent. So if you're in Birmingham, say, or if you're in Scotland, that's what you have to do for that. So, you know, I think it's, some people do and some people don't. I don't think it necessarily makes you a better actor if you can do accents. I mean, it's just like, you go into any pub and you can find some guy who's good at doing imitations or is a good mimic, you know, but I don't think it's necessarily a qualification for being an actor. Do
you actually still go back to Stockport from time to time?
No, I haven't been there for about 6 years, 7 years.
Have things changed a lot for you? Because, I mean, your husband, Val, I mean, you get some stick in Stockport, wouldn't you, for being married to a bloke called Val?
I don't know, maybe.
Has he never been there? He's never actually visited your hometown?
No, we've been here together. In London. But...
OK, we'll look forward to seeing you come back. And you'll have to get up there and do a few clubs, Joanne.
Maybe I will.
In our constant search for hidden talent round these isles, Les Miserable landed in Cardiff, where a classical music fan did his best to make him laugh.